Well, hi everyone, I'm Judy Elliott and welcome again to Lifestyles for Women. We have a special show planned for you today. Two men in the kitchen, and have with me Mickey Shilley and also Greg Rentz. And Mickey, what are we going to be showing today?
Two entrees, a side dish, and dessert.
All right, which is your favorite part?
The pheasant.
Okay, all right. Stay with us, get a pen and pencil or a pad, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Well, hi everyone, and welcome back again to Lifestyles for Women. We have a special show for you today, and we're here with special guests, two men in the kitchen, with Mickey Shilley and also Greg Rentz. And Mickey, I know we have a great show planned. What are you going to be doing? You know, more and more women are having to turn some of the cooking over to men now, so.
Yeah, well,
I like it. So.
Do you? Great.
Yeah.
Well, glad to have Greg here in the kitchen with us today. He's a great cook. Wren's Nest Catering. We're going to do a couple of dishes, a couple of entrees for us. One is a mustard fried venison. We have just come off of the wild game dinner, and so we've got sort of wild game and different things in mind. But be creative in the kitchen, right, Greg?
That's right.
Not venison. You could use not only venison, you could use pork or beef for this. So just don't get bound by thinking you could only use one thing. Mustard fried venison. We've just taken a yellow prepared mustard, and Judy, go ahead. We're going to add a little black pepper to that as well. Just sprinkle some black pepper.
All right. I'll do some
kosher salt, and I like kosher salt because it's saltier than the typical table salt that you get. So we're going to sprinkle both sides with that, and a little granulated garlic, not garlic salt, because we're going to have enough salt. And we're going to turn those.
Turn them.
I'm going to turn them.
Okay.
Please don't get your fingers dirty. Do not. Usually, if I'm at home by myself, I'm just going to get my hands all in. Right, Greg?
The hands are in it.
The hands are, yeah. I want to get enough mustard. Now, this venison is local. It's actually from some church members of ours. Not church members, but staff.
Okay.
Go ahead and you can put the
Chris Hall and Charles Rhodes on our maintenance staff, and they've got this venison.
So do you have to like season it pretty well?
You know what I would do with this with the venison, I would soak it overnight in buttermilk. It's going to take a little of the gaminess out of it. Greg, what would you?
Healthy.
Buttermilk or vinegar.
Vinegar.
Either or.
Okay.
We've got medallions. They are ready to go, and now we're going to put these. We're going to dredge these just in all-purpose flour. Judy, get your hands dirty. Just go ahead. Get your hands dirty.
Give me one of these.
No, not the fork. Just use your fingers.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am. Use your fingers. Have fun.
I don't usually use my fingers.
Now, how often do you have two men in your kitchen telling
Never.
you what to do? Usually I have two women in the kitchen telling me what to do.
Never. Next time we do this show, I'm going to have SG in the kitchen here.
Well,
see if you can teach him
surely
something.
he is close by.
I like the idea that you can also do maybe chicken with this or pork.
This is a recipe you could use with any kind of meat. You could use chicken, pork, beef. The medallions, the one thing about they're cut thin, and so they're going to pan fry very quickly. So we've got prepared mustard, kosher salt, black pepper, granulated garlic, and that's all there is to it.
All right.
Now what we want to do is when we pan fry these, we're going to add some little garnish to the plate, and we want to have some balance. Greg, talk about that a little bit. We've got some pickles, a little hot and spicy pickle to add a little balance to the fried venison.
Anytime you have something fried, you want to always try to add, of course, your starches, and then you want something green, and pickles do a lot in a lot of different ways. That's why slaws, and I make a cabbage salad that goes with barbecue and different fried stuff really well. It's got feta cheese and blue cheese and lots of cheeses in it. So anytime you can balance it out, you're better. Okay.
Now you talk about frying this because as you can see now we're frying this in the pan.
Right.
What do you use? What do you suggest? Olive oil or what type of oil are you using here?
I prefer vegetable oil.
Oh, okay.
I prefer vegetable oil. There's a lot of things when I roast potatoes and vegetables, I use olive oil, but olive oil sometimes has a strong taste on meat as opposed to vegetables.
Correct. Yeah, because it's going to take on that olive oil taste to it. Butter gets hot and burns very quickly, so the oils are a little better for pan frying than butter or some other things. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, one thing also I wanted to ask, and we're going to be seeing a finished product of this before the show is over.
Right.
But now, tell me what you have here. Here's some more things.
Now this is one of Greg's specialties right here.
This is what I call a dragon sauce.
Now, DRAGON or DRAGGIN?
Yeah,
Okay.
DRAGGIN.
Okay.
So we're dragon.
Any sauce that I make, I call it dragon sauce. If you drag meat through it,
all right.
so it's a dipping sauce.
All right. Is this what you use with
This
it?
is a panko and flour mixture that we're going to take the pheasant that's soaked in the buttermilk and cut it in strips, and we'll roll it in this. And that is a dipping sauce for it. It's mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, a little bit of horseradish, fresh rosemary, lemon juice.
That's what we're going to do on the next segment.
That's the next segment.
Okay.
Yeah, and Greg, the difference between this and a typical like ranch dressing is when you get a fried product in ranch dressing, they're both fatty and they just don't marry well together. So with this, with the rosemary and the vinegar, you get a little different taste to it and a little balance, don't you?
And it's sat overnight too. Anytime you can make a sauce, if you can let it sit overnight and then taste it the next day, it's different than the night before when you put it in the refrigerator.
Right. Well, you know, on the venison, now we're seeing a finished product of this.
Right.
How beautiful it is with the, on the plates with the garnish that you mentioned. It does make a difference to have a really pretty garnish with it.
Right, and the garnish is not just for looks. Again, there's a balance on the plate with a fried element, something that's a little bit sweet, something that's a little sour, savory, and put all those together, and it really makes for a nice dish. Which is why people, when they have dessert, they want coffee, because you don't want a sweet with a sweet. You want a sweet with kind of a sour or something. And again, just sort of balancing the plate and balancing your menu really goes a long way.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I guess the show goes over to what you're going to be specializing
Pheasant.
in tonight. Pheasant.
Oh, we're going to do some pheasant. Yeah,
right.
Beautiful. Can't wait.
I'll have to say I've never tried any of this, but I'm going to try. You both have inspired me, but maybe I need to inspire G more than me. So,
all right.
All right. Stay with us here on Lifestyles for Women. We'll be right back. Well, hi everyone. Welcome back again to Lifestyles for Women. We're glad you joined us back here as we continue cooking two men in the kitchen here. Well, we're not cooking men in the kitchen, but we're cooking what? This thing.
Right. Yeah, we've got some pheasant. Actually, a locally shot pheasant that actually got a couple of months ago on a pheasant shoot was with Greg's brother and a bunch of other folks. We're gonna do this in a similar way that we did with that mustard fried venison. And I'll tell you the three things that I almost use without fail: kosher salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. Not garlic salt, but garlic powder. So why don't we go ahead and just season these, Judy, if you will.
Okay, let's go, Greg.
Love the kosher salt, as I said in the earlier segment. It's a little saltier than your regular table salt, so you don't need as much of it. Black pepper, and I like grinding my own black pepper. I'll buy peppercorns. You just get a better flavor.
That's the only way I have it at my house.
Is that right?
Yes.
Garlic powder. I mean, it's just cheap.
Is that enough for that?
That's good.
Okay.
All right, and we're just gonna dust those a little bit. Greg, we got some panko.
It's panko breadcrumbs and flour mixture. It gives it a little bit more of a balance instead of just the
little crunchier crust to it.
And these have soaked in buttermilk.
This is soaked in buttermilk all
Soaked in
night?
buttermilk all night long. Yeah.
Okay.
Greg, how did you end up cooking? I mean, how?
I was going to ask you that too.
Well, I'm going to ask Greg that. How did you end up in the
stole the
kitchen?
question.
I don't know. I've just always loved to cook. It's real funny. I've got a picture of me when I was 5 years old cooking with electric frying pan, a Sunbeam.
Really?
Oh my gosh! By yourself?
And I still have that Sunbeam frying pan. I still use it.
Yeah.
My goodness. Well, Mickey, how did you get started in cooking?
Well, I started when I was a teenager, and my mom was working hard. My dad was working, self-employed, and I just found my way around the kitchen, and I discovered a couple things. One is that when you cook for yourself, you never eat anything you don't like. My mom is a wonderful person, was never a great cook, and I didn't like a lot of stuff that she cooked. But when I was cooking for myself, I ate everything I liked.
Right.
But it's also been good therapy. I have spent most of my professional life in a job where I sit down most of the day. Coming home, spending time in the kitchen, I'm up, moving around, and it's therapeutic in lots of ways.
Well, yeah, I mean, being pastor at Christ Church Presbyterian and then coming home doing this, it's quite a change.
Yeah, and Denise appreciates it, and it's been a lot of fun, just getting to learn, and the thing about cooking, it's just creativity, and whether you're a painter or you're a musician, or you sew, or you're in video, photography, it's just being creative. And I think that God has given every one of us a creative outlet in our lives, and this is my creative outlet is cooking.
Right.
Yeah,
I love it.
Now you have your business now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a catering business, Wren's Nest Catering, and I cook for the church also on Wednesday nights, and I think everybody enjoys that.
Yeah,
So. And I love to cook, so I mean I hadn't been to work a day in my life since I started cooking all the time.
that's right. When you find something that you enjoy doing, you'll never work a day in your life. So
Well,
fantastic.
I think this is great.
You wanna
Yeah, but I have a question for you.
Okay.
You mentioned what you have in here. Tell me again what that is that you coated this with.
It's panko breadcrumbs.
Panko breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs
Get
and
that
a
at the
flour mixture.
Just get that at the
Yes.
standard grocery store.
Yes.
And flour mixture.
And flour mixed in with it.
Okay.
You can also add Parmesan cheese to it. You can add lots of things to it.
Okay.
And we're cooking pheasant. You could use, again, just like we said with the venison, pork works well, or beef. Pheasant, you could do this with chicken, just anything. This is a kind of a universal recipe that you could do using pretty much anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What's your favorite thing to fix?
I
out
love
of
pork.
curiosity.
Pork tenderloin
Okay.
is my favorite.
All
Yeah,
right.
without a doubt.
Ribs.
Really? Oh, I've had your ribs. Oh my.
Obviously,
goodness.
neither one of us are Jewish. Both of our answers were pork. So,
Yeah, I love this. Well, if anyone has any questions about what we've done today, certainly maybe I could talk these guys into coming back and doing another show
Sure,
with
would
me. I'm
love
not
to.
sure, but maybe so. But if you have any questions about what we did today, we also upload this on the website
Right.
as well, and that's wdnntv.com. So when you're seeing this show, if you want to go to the website and click lifestyles, you can see this in a slower pace, I might say. So.
Absolutely.
All right, what do we do next?
All right,
Ready to
we're gonna
cook it?
Yeah, well, we're gonna cook it next, and then we're gonna get some rosemary roasted potatoes together, and my all-time favorite dessert, dump cake. The easiest thing ever, and probably one of the best things ever as well. Very
can't
tasty
wait.
and very easy.
We'll be right back with you in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back again to Lifestyles for Women. Mickey Sheila here, and we have Greg Renz back here cooking, Mickey.
Oh yeah, got some pheasant going and some venison. My God, it smells great. It smells great.
Well, tell me what we're going to do now.
All right, we're going to do a couple things. One is we're going to do a rosemary roasted new potatoes, but first we're going to put together a dump cake. And so while I'm going to do a little rough chop on the pecans, I want you to put the pineapples in, the cherries on top, and I'm going to show you how easy this is.
Oh, I didn't get a fork.
No, all right. It's all right. Just shake it.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm not used to cooking. I am used to cooking, but not cooking like this.
All right. Okay.
Let me clarify.
Then
Okay.
the cherries on top of that.
All right.
And then there's yellow cake mix over there to your right.
Okay. Just kind of mix that in together. All right.
Put that on top.
All right.
Do that. Just pour it on. It's a dump cake, so we're just dumping.
Dumping it on?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now, see how easy this is?
Yeah, that is easy. I like these recipes.
All right.
All
You
right.
can just
Okay.
smooth that out a little bit.
Okay.
My hands are clean.
Okay.
All right, now butter. Just pour the butter on top of that.
How much butter?
I'm not going to say. You
Really?
really don't want to know how much
Okay.
butter that is, okay?
Okay. Listen to that laugh back there.
Let's say a lot of butter.
lot.
Two sticks of butter.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to put pecans on top. And all we have to do is bake this in the
yum.
oven at 350 and probably about 20-25 minutes, or according to the box directions, it's
Okay.
ready to go.
All right.
All right,
Well,
you ready?
Okay.
Next thing?
Yeah,
All right, let's
sure.
take this. I'm going to put this in the oven.
okay.
Move that.
It's in the bottom oven. Yeah.
On the bottom.
And you might want to take that off high, but it'll be okay for right now. Okay.
All right. And hand me the pan.
Hey,
Cast iron pan.
Actually, this is cooking fast in the kitchen.
Rosemary roasted. New potatoes.
All right, go ahead.
Olive oil. We're going to go back to our old standby olive oil.
Yeah, I got to go over here and check the cake, okay?
Okay, you do that. You check the cake. I'm going to put some new potatoes in a pan. I'm going to chop a couple of these as well.
You're fast.
How's it looking back there? Huh? Looking okay back there?
I think he's okay back there.
Greg's okay? He's pretty handy in the kitchen.
This is making me dizzy.
Huh?
I'm not used to cooking this fast.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
Oh my God.
Okay, onion. Let's put a little onion in as well. Dump the onions in.
All right.
Salt and pepper. Garlic powder. That's our old standby.
You use garlic powder in just about everything?
Pretty much everything
Really?
other than pancake batter.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
just
So you did get some in the dump cake.
no garlic powder in the dump cake. All right, here we go. And a little olive oil. And what I like to do is probably in about 10 minutes or so is stir these up, let the onions kind of caramelize a little bit. We could put a few more potatoes on there. These are ready to go.
Well, I tell you, Mickey, when you get your A-team together, you really put on a show.
Got the A-team.
I'm dizzy.
Got the A-team here, yeah.
Well, this is the finished product of now that you've seen the show and us running around in the kitchen. Mickey,
Yeah.
tell me what all we have. Kind of go over this again.
Mustard fried venison, rosemary roasted potatoes, and you can add a little rosemary towards the end of the cooking process. If you want to, rosemary goes very well with potatoes and pork as well. So they marry very nicely together. We have some pickles, just add a little acid to the plate as well, and also some balsamic vinaigrette for our greens. Very nicely done. Greg, tell us what we have over on your side of the counter.
Well, we've got the rosemary potatoes, and we've got what I like to call pheasant fingers, and everybody knows pheasants
Pheasant
don't have
fingers.
fingers.
Yeah.
It was a breast of pheasant that I've stripped off, and we've soaked it in buttermilk overnight.
Right.
That to dip in this rosemary,
The dragon
mustard,
sauce.
the dragon sauce.
Yeah, like that.
And tell me again what the dragon sauce
The
is.
dragon sauce is mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, lemon juice, horseradish, and salt and pepper.
Right.
Any measurements or just any measurements or you just
To taste.
He does it by look. He can
Wow.
tell it by
It's a
looking at
taste.
it how what's what. Here.
okay. And then the potatoes are great. You put potatoes and onion together, right? Is that
Yes.
what Mickey said too?
Salt, pepper, garlic powder, and again rosemary. Could have added the rosemary to it earlier in the process, but the rosemary has a little stronger flavor the later that you add it.
Right.
It'll kind of soften a little bit as the cooking process goes
Yeah.
on. Plus our dump cake as well.
I think that's Mickey's favorite, is the dump cake.
Absolutely.
Have
It's
you
just
noticed
too
that?
easy.
He keeps talking about the dump
way,
cake.
way
so
too
easy.
easy. Yeah.
It's so easy.
Crushed pineapple, cherry pie filling, yellow cake mix, 17 pounds of butter, 2 sticks of butter, and pecans. And again, this is one of those things. All of these that we've done for you today are versatile. You could use chicken, you could use pork, you could use whatever leave the cherries out, add more something. It's just the versatility. And again, what we try to do is balance some flavors. With the horseradish and with the pickles and everything to try to have a nice balanced plate here for us.
Mickey, on the venison, what did you mix? What did you flour? Just flour?
This is mustard fried venison. Just took regular yellow prepared mustard. You can soak the venison overnight in buttermilk, and then right before we dried it, put the mustard on it, floured it, and just pan fried it. And we've got a few shots, I think, of Greg cooking that venison. It's very, very tasty.
Right. And then the venison, tell me again of what you used with the flouring.
The pheasant, we use panko breadcrumbs
Okay.
and flour mixture.
Okay. There's one thing, Mickey, one thing you mentioned to me.
Can
you
I just take
yeah,
this? Do you
go
mind
ahead.
if I drag this through?
Sure,
the
drag it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do that too. So, but Mickey, you said the interesting thing that you use mostly the same seasoning for everything you almost use in cooking. The same
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly. Simplicity. And this is, I mean, this looks complicated, very simple
So
to do, easy to do. Be creative. I think God has given every one of us an opportunity for some creative outlet. And mine is cooking. I can't sing, I can't play the guitar, I don't paint, I don't draw. But I cook a little bit, and it's just fun being in the kitchen, and I'm glad to be in the kitchen with you and with Greg today as well.
All right. Thanks for joining us here. We're so glad you did. Until next time, I'm Judy Elliott. Hope you've had a great day. 2 Men in the Kitchen. See you next time.